There we go. Excellent. Dude, welcome here on our webcomic podcast. We're here with prolific webcomic artist, Vaush.
That's right.
What's up, bro? What's up,
Not
bigwig?
actually entirely false. Before I got into streaming, I was trying to get into the commissioning game on Twitter art.
Really?
Did you actually?
No, yeah, really, yeah, like right before on my other Twitter account, which has since been like completely locked down because I that's where I see all the porn now, and I don't want you degenerates
Nice.
judging my taste.
Nice.
Interesting.
I kept like at spamming Edward McMillan, who's the artist and designer behind Binding of Isaac, with like my drawings of the characters in the game and stuff. It was actually going pretty well. I can't believe I stuck with the streaming thing. What a loser choice.
Mr. Fanboy. Yeah, I remember
I
you
love
did the
Edward.
logo for your channel,
Edmonds,
right?
yeah. Yeah. I drew the
I
little.
remember I was like surprised to find that out, dude. Usually
Yeah,
you can either
looks
be good
cool.
at talking or drawing. It's not both. That's why like I can't draw
Mhm.
whatsoever. I put all my like skill points into the gift of gab, but I don't know how much it paid off.
I think I don't know. I feel like you've got a pretty even dissipation right there. I think it's looking pretty good for you. I haven't drawn in ages. I've got my old sketchbooks in here,
Let's see
which
it.
oh god.
Did you try
Something.
to do webcomic type stuff, or it was just like drawings?
It was like commission work, but there was a comic I always wanted to do. Oh wait, this one's way too old and
Oh
full of
damn, I'm
porn.
seeing a ton of shit in there.
Can you see through that? Oh sure. Wait,
I can
hold on.
see like slight shit. Yeah, hide that. Hide the horse dicks.
I want to see.
The horse
Oh
dick
look,
babes.
well that's like
Oh,
the
what?
from
That's
like
Oh,
dope.
that's
Binding of
fresh,
Isaac.
dude. Yeah,
But
what
that's
the
like
fuck?
it's like old though. Let me see if I can find something. Hold on.
Bro, are you like that where you find a game or a movie or a book you like and it becomes like an autistic obsession for like a year or two?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
don't if I'm not having an autistic obsession, then I don't even know what I don't even know if I'm enjoying it. Okay, is this just a shit drawer? It's just a shit drawer full
It
of
looks like you've got a lot of sketch. What?
yeah,
What?
I keep all this stuff for a while. Here, don't wait on me. I'll finish for a bit. I'll find something half worthwhile here.
Excellent. Excellent. Do you have any current autistic obsessions or are you really big into anything?
Actually, I'm trying to get into can you see a little cat down there? I'm actually trying to get into Unity coding at the moment because there's
Bro, are you trying to make a game or like
yeah, there's something I really want to try working on. I really like detective games, but I've always felt like they didn't quite like scratch the itch that I was looking for. So
Hmm.
I figured like if I could ever get good enough at some basic shit to make like a visual novel detective game, I thought that'd be pretty cool. So I've been trying to fiddle around with the software while I can.
That
isn't
would
there
be
like a
extremely cool.
huge like commie detective game that's very popular? I feel like that'd be right up your alley.
Disco
Disco.
Elysium, and that's
Yes,
what
yes.
yeah, that's what kicked it. By the way, phenomenal game. Like for any it's God bless them. Not preachy at all. Swear to God, you can run right through that shit as long as you're not
Dude, I don't know.
allergic.
I remember you're familiar with George Alexopoulos, right? That Greek dude who does the political comics.
Yeah.
I remember he started playing it and was like, "Dude, this game is so good, no preachiness." And then I remember he tweeted like 10 minutes later like, "Actually, now the game is starting to get a little preachy and I don't like it."
I was
And
like,
I was
Commie
like,
bullshit detected or
"Yeah,
something like
yeah, yeah."
that. Yeah. No, I mean, like, well, I mean, it's very clearly a communist game. Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's annoying, right? Like, I feel like 90% of the writing in that game is just making fun of commies. So, whether you take that to be like self-deprecating or just like a joke against them or whatever, it's phenomenally well written. Everyone should play that damn game. Where are my good sketchbooks, man? What
Dude,
the fuck is going
a
on?
surprisingly commie game that I enjoyed. Have you played Hotline Miami? Either of you guys?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
What is
Dude,
that?
Hotline Miami is so fresh, but the second one got into. I mean, the first one like alluded to it, but then the second one was like a full on. You're trying to stop this like. I think it was commies trying to like take over the USA, but it's like a for Harris because you haven't played it. It's so sick,
Mhm.
but it's like a top down. You remember the original GTA games? They're top down.
Yeah.
It's like that, but each level you're like breaking into a house to like kill Russians with like any weapon you can find. It's like so fresh, dude. It's extremely
it's
fresh.
it's basically like if a bunch of it's like you're doing like the FBI like find the kid with suicidal impulses and give him LSD and a gun like deal. Basically you're the kid with the gun. You get a phone call from the deep state and they're like, here's 8 kilograms of cocaine and a baseball bat. Okay, we need you to do an ethnic cleansing in Miami.
Dude, that's like the
great
Harry
shit.
Potter. You know how a lot of lefties are waiting for their Harry Potter letter? I'm waiting for that call where it's like, dude, here's the coke, here's a gun, go find commies, bro. No, hunt them down,
That'd be
baby.
great.
This is the best
That'd be
I can do.
great.
I'm sorry. This is like old D&D art.
Pull
Oh.
it back a little bit.
Pull it back.
Wait, a
There
little
we go.
little blurry.
There we go.
Oh,
There-
Dude,
yeah,
that is
sorry.
fucking sick, bro.
Yeah,
You have
what?
like I'm shocked you don't do more with that shit, bro.
There we
For
go.
real.
Bro.
Dude, what? These are hard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These are I wish I could find like the newer good stuff, but this is like from an old campaign that I did.
I'll admit I may ask for a
Oh,
picture of these just
dude, these are
because
great.
I have a hunch we're both talking over it, so it's going to be another one of those. They don't appear. It's just going to be my fat head.
I can send it over. I'm pretty sure I have photos of those somewhere. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I've got to put these away. I have no idea where the fuck my newer. Oh, it's that one, isn't it? Hold on.
Oh, we're about to get to the gold, the good
Speaking
shit.
of autistic fixations, once
He's
you get me
hype.
on this-
He's hype.
I know,
I'm ready.
I want to see it now too.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Dude,
You
I
wanna
was
see-
shocked. Like, if I could draw that well, I would be drawing so much more.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. It's another blank one. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, I'm noticing a little wear
pretty
and
good.
tear on your chair. Is that from the kitty?
Oh God, yeah, the hairless one loses her mind. It's her favorite scratching post. I mean, whatever. It doesn't like mess up the chair. Like it doesn't make it less comfy or whatever.
Yeah,
Can I ask you, what's the I just noticed, what's the little chicken thing that's sitting on your desk right there?
Oh, isn't it cute?
Yeah,
Look at
what
it.
is it?
I,
Is it a plushie?
yeah, it's
It's a paperweight, no?
Oh,
it's
wow.
a really it's super soft. It's actually a really sad story. There's a place, it's like a tourist spot called Pike Place in Seattle, which is like independent vendors, shops, artistes, you know.
Mhm.
And when I first came to Seattle, I went there and I found a little plushie vendor. This was $6. It's handmade. It's ridiculously high quality. I don't know how she sold them for those prices, but she doesn't do that anymore. Like the business shut down, and I can't find any info on it. I want to go buy like 50 more. You know,
Dude, I feel
Wow.
that. My mom makes I feel like she could blow up, seriously, but she collects like walnuts, the half shell walnuts, and then sews mice in little bed sheets so it looks like a mouse sleeping
that's
in
so
the half
cute.
walnut. I know, dude, and I'm like,
That's awesome.
I'm like, why aren't you? You got to make an Etsy store. You got to fucking start trying to sell this shit, mom.
That's fucking adorable.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
just thinking about that is great. They should absolutely.
I
Also,
love those
too,
little
if-
crafty things.
If
Yeah.
my internet career fails, I'm gonna need the mouse money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She's gonna
Oh,
have
yeah.
to take care of me with the mouse money. So I'm trying to push her towards that venue. We'll see what happens.
You need that familial backup. Online careers are just a time bomb, right? So
Oh, yeah.
you need the reliable mice sleeping in walnut shell a game to
Exactly.
keep it afloat in the rough season.
Dude, that was actually a question I wanted to get into later, so let me write that down because I'm mentally handicapped. Also, we're doing a little test. Our last episode got put behind a 18 plus paywall. I think I might have dropped the F word too quickly, so I'm setting a timer for 10 minutes, and after that
Trying
it's free
to-
game. Totally free game on the F word.
Thanks for the warning. I was just about to.
Is your Vaush, do you primarily stream on YouTube or are you on Twitch more?
It's all YouTube. YouTube won't let me say the forbidden word that I've just been informed I shouldn't say for another 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
R.I.P.
I see, okay.
R.I.P. baby. Dude, last time we talked, you were going through the Cracker drama, I think, which was a while ago, but that's all cleared up, right? That was a Twitch thing?
Yeah, but I had to it was an indefinite ban. I had to get like a favor to get it undone. It's insane. I someone in the moderation here, because Twitch, despite being a big company, all of the server stuff, like all the infrastructure for bans and unbans, apparently it's not done automatically. You can see that there are actually discrepancies in the length of bans for people who are set for a 24-hour ban, where it's like 23, 25. I think there's literally a guy back there with like a switch, or like hundreds of them. So it's all if they don't like you, you're screwed. If they do like you, you're fine. It's the most biased like moderation policy I've ever seen. YouTube is comparatively fair. It's insane.
Dude, I heard the same shit with Instagram. My buddy Gooby, you remember him, Harris? We did a podcast
Yeah,
with him and he fucked
course.
up the audio, so it's
Mhm.
never gonna come out. His Instagram got
Poor guy.
completely banned, and then someone sent him this link to a Russian Instagram guy who works at Instagram, and all he did was DM him and send him, I think, $60, and the guy instantly unbanned his Instagram account. But I was like, it blows my mind how shitty it's run, but then also like you can just pay or like fuck someone who works at Instagram in order to get your shit back. Like it seems so unfair to me. It's like totally doofus.
the fuck thing, we used to be honest, right? Because it used to be like if you work on the docks back in like 1920s New York City, yeah, if you want to operate, you have to run through the mob, right? But
Mhm.
like you knew that, and like it looked like that. You get your payments. There's a dude in a suit with a cigar. Like that's straightforward, you know. It's mob shit. It looks like mob shit. But now it runs like mob shit, except everything's being done by like 20 somethings with six-figure salaries living in Silicon Valley.
Yeah,
Who like
sanitized mob shit is kind
yeah,
of
like you
the
send
vibe.
feet pics, and then like if they're simpy enough, you get a. And it's like, come on, like it's the same system. You've just like run it down like 4 levels of cuckification, and now it's all done online. But it's the same.
I just heard something really interesting. One of my buddies is a musician, and he was talking to me about Spotify, and there's something I had never heard is that apparently Spotify is the easiest platform to get your music onto, right? It's pretty much you just upload it there, and there's almost no checks and balances. But the actual people who work for Spotify as like playlist and radio station creators are like top secret and hidden away, and all of their like they're basically like under lock and key that like nobody knows who they are or how to find them or how to contact them. It's like this super top secret high level shit.
I
But
think that's smart,
I think
personally.
it's just so that people can't like intimidate them, like into putting them, because if you're a musician and you get put onto one of those like Spotify playlists that are like Rise and Grind or whatever the fuck, they make those little like playlists. Like you're basically set. All of a sudden, you're getting like millions of streams on your shit.
Well, dude, there used to be literally a law that was made because this shit happened back in the radio days where you could pay. I'm totally gonna forget the word or the law, but you could pay to have radio stations would play your shit constantly, and you would
Hmm.
just like make so much bank. And then even if you had a good song, if you weren't paying in, like no one would play your shit or whatever. But I'm sure I'm messing up the history slightly on
No,
there.
no, 100%. Yeah, the like historically, the like hyper biased you have to pay or know a guy to get in has been the way media has worked, right? Like, I mean, you have a limited number of like television signals that can go through, and a ton of what networks will get approved for like broadcast on any available range of TV signals is just perceived legitimacy, and a ton of that comes down to who knows who and who has like how much money. It's always been like that. I think it's just frustrating now because it feels like we're not even getting cucked by corporations necessarily. We're getting cucked by individual cucks at the corporation.
But it's
It's
like
just
a
like a level
faceless
down.
cuck. Like if you're gonna fuck me, I want to look into your eyes. You
Yeah,
know what I
the
mean? I want to
anonymous,
see you fuck me.
the
Hmm.
ghost cuck, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ghost
makes it
cucking.
worse.
Just absolute
I
ass.
I hated that episode of Danny Phantom. It was just so off the last take. Yeah,
Terrible, terrible,
not a
dude. I had
good.
such a
Weird
crush on
tonal
that ghost
shift.
bitch.
Oh, Ember?
Yeah, dude, you know
Which
that
one is
guy
Yeah.
who shot up the store lives a mile away from my parents. That's like the I forget the store. It's not Walgreens, but that's like the one my parents shop at. And you remember this story, Harris? The
Uh,
this
which
guy
one is
became
that?
so obsessed with Danny Phantom that he thought he was Ember, and then he thought if he killed people he would get their souls in the afterlife or something. So he
Hmm.
Wow.
shot up have you've heard of this, Vosh, right?
I maybe heard a word of it. I didn't realize that was the extent. I just knew the association. That's imagine dying over that. Imagine dying
Yeah.
I
over
literally,
Danny
dude,
Phantom.
like that's worse than Steven Universe would be worse, in my opinion, if that
You're
caused
right.
you to do a
Like
shooting.
loads up, puts the headphones on, Danny Phantom,
Yeah.
yo, Danny Phantom,
Yeah.
as he's like unloading into the, yeah, okay, fine. I guess
I, uh,
that is better than we are the Crystal Gems. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
can always get worse.
It's a little
guess
cringe.
I guess I'm not as big of a Danny Phantom fan as I thought because I have never heard of this character before. But when I tried Googling her, the first thing that autofilled was Ember Danny Phantom age, and
Brother.
she's 14 years old.
Oh,
But
that's no
apparently
good,
a
dude.
lot of people were curious. Yeah. How do they come up with this shit?
Wait, was she 14 when she died and is older as a ghost? Been a ghost for 14 or 14
Oh
combined
God, here we
between
go. We're
living
getting
and
into
not living? Yeah, wait, hold on. It gets
getting into
now
some
with the
tricky territory.
technicalities here.
Yeah.
This is what we brought Vosh on for.
Yeah,
Age guesstimate children.
We have local consultant Vaush on here to discuss the age of cartoon children's characters.
Oh boy, dude!
Um,
I think last time we got into it about not Asuka, but the other chick who's like super jugged up. But I think you confirmed she
Um,
was like 18
Wait,
because she's like from the movie.
wait.
I always forget her name.
which,
She's not one of the main chicks. She like comes in. I'm just
uh,
gonna type in boob girl Evangelion.
the brown-haired British girl, right?
Yes, yes.
I can't. I won't remember her name. All I know is that she was introduced by fucking doing the base jump equivalent of falling downstairs to land tit first on the male protag.
Mary Machina,
Classic.
it looks like.
Jiggle jiggly as she stepped up.
Yeah, she is fucking
interesting.
jugged up, bro. Absolutely jugged.
Vosh,
know
are
what
you
they're doing.
are you a like an anime fan? Are you big into anime?
I fucking hate anime, but yes, I am.
Well, okay. I unironically have not liked anime for a long time, but I've been forcing myself to try to like find some shit that I really like, and I might, at the recommendation of a close friend of mine, I watched Mob Psycho 100. Have you seen that one?
Fuck yeah, and good choice, by the way.
So fucking good. Like I cannot stop thinking about it. I was like, holy shit! It actually just converted me into a full-on like weeb. I'm like, holy shit, the show was so fucking good.
The insane shit. There's so much anime out there that'd be good, and then the people making it just have those like 2 or 3 points of anime specific brain damage that infect like what might otherwise. The big one is fucking pedophilia, the lolly shit, and then
Dude, I hate that shit so much.
Why is there so much of that shit? What's
Dude,
going on with that?
I get it though when it's like, or I don't even get it, but when there's some lolly dudes where it's like the chick looks like borderline 17 and you're like, okay, she can be your waifu, whatever the fuck you want. But then there's people who literally, it looks like a baby. The chick literally looks like a baby and they're like, dude, she's so fertile. And it's like, dude,
Oh,
what the
God.
fuck is wrong with
Well,
you?
the fuck
man? What the
is how
fuck?
like
That's-
casually it gets dropped in because you'll have these shows where you have like 3 or 4 like cute girls that are into the protag, and one of them will be like like the lolly girl. They'll even say it in show. They'll be like, "Wow, you look like a lolly," or whatever. And you know, all the anime fans are like, "Ooh," like they're fucking cheering from the stands. Like, yeah, dude, we have 3 adults and 1 child. These are valid choices. And it's like, fuck, it's just like a ton of anime. But if you get rid of that, instantly everything rises like several points. Big jump. Mob Psycho has none of that shit. Great show.
No, Mob Psycho was great. The writing was phenomenal. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but like some of the character arcs in that, I was like, holy shit, this is so good. So good.
Season 3 coming out next season.
Yeah, I binge watched season 1. I have not seen season 2. So,
okay.
but yeah, but I was very like, I mean, the last few episodes of season 1, I was like, God damn, this shit is good. And the reason it was recommended to me is because I also love One Punch Man, and I know that it's the same artist drew the manga for I think both of those.
Yeah.
They didn't come out of the same animation studios, but I think it's the same writer created the two.
The second season is just as high quality as the first. Literally no drop off. So I hope you enjoy it.
Awesome, dude.
Damn,
yeah,
bro, I gotta check it out.
Oh,
It was great.
like for real. Also good like recent shit. Demon Slayer's always been good. It's
that's
more
been recommended to me too, kind of recently.
it's more weeb-esque, but if you can just like sit back and enjoy, like, okay, like it's an anime, let's watch sword fighters like teleport 50 feet and do lightning attacks, whatever. Like it's like top tier in that genre. And Spy Family has been a really good slice of life show. It's actually super wholesome and not creepy, which is incredible.
The only thing I know about what did you say it was called? Spy Hunter?
Spy Family.
Spy Family is someone drew the main character child as black, and like so many people lost their mind and were just like,
hate that shit.
dude, I don't get, but like, dude, to call like if someone draws a character black, do you really have to condemn all black people and call them the N-word? Like, the jump and like rage just makes no sense to me, dude. Like, even remotely, bro.
Because for a lot of them, it's like an escape. Because there are a lot of fucking racists like in the anime community from the West, and I think for a lot of them, it's like this escapism thing where they think of Japan as this like wholesome like ethno state with like homogenous culture, and it's like free from the like crime and degeneracy of Western feminism and blah blah. They've got this like weird fucking all that shit goes out the window like if they see like any melanin, and they get super fucking angry. I don't know, it's really weird though. They overreact like crazy to that.
But there seems to be, it's almost like, I was telling Harris my guilty pleasure is going on Gab and just scrolling through posts. Dude, I don't have an account. I just love it because there's this same level of delusion where like you'll talk to someone like that and they're like, dude, no, we're not racist, we're just realist. And like a lot of people say that on Gab. The main guy had a post up, Andrew Torba, I think is his name, but like we're not racist. Like people are trying to make us seem racist. And then the immediate next post is like, I'm so sick of fucking Jews running this. And it's like, dude, how are the dots not connecting here?
The cowardice is what bugs
know.
me most, because I argue with people like that, right? It's like, dude, just like lefties don't do this shit the same way, right? Like if lefties, even if they have some shit position, like some dog shit, fucking Stalin did nothing wrong, the Holodomor was all a hoax, whatever, you know, they tend to own it. But a lot of people on the right or whatever, they'll just be like, okay, no, I'm not a racist, all right? I just believe in the innate inferiority of non-white races, and also I believe society should be organized around the rights of the white people. It's like, just please, just stop, because it takes a while to cut through all that, right? It just wastes time in the conversation. It's so annoying.
Not to play devil's advocate, but as we've said many times on many episodes before, quirky white boys do stay winning. We are a powerful breed and very quirky, very quirked up. It's very
Everyone
fresh.
agrees on that. That's the whole, like, black guys are always getting mad at black girls for liking quirked up white boys. You know, this is like a universal.
It's a bipartisan issue. Yeah.
The one white guy I totally don't blame black dudes getting angry about is the Jack Harlow thing. I don't understand the appeal, dude. I don't understand the appeal, but that could be because I don't have a puss. I don't know.
He's not my type, I'll say.
I don't I actually it's not even just Jack Harlow, but I have this issue with, this is a very boomer, like born in the wrong generation take, so please bear with me, but it's just like I kind of feel like, especially recently in the last like 5 or 10 years, it's gotten really bad where we've taken somebody that could have very easily just been a one-hit wonder, like, oh, you wrote this one really good song, it's well produced, it's catchy, people love it, good for you, man, here's a ton of radio play. Then we take those people and we're like, no, we're going to make you a superstar for the next 10 years. And you're going to keep cranking out songs that are not as good as the first one that you put out because people love you. And it's like, no, just why can't we just have one hit wonders anymore? Why can't we just have somebody who has one song and goes away?
Capitalism is why, dude.
It's social media, right? Because it used to be like, if you're like a musician, how do you interact with your fans? Like you put out a song, but that takes time. Now with social media, people can have like this ongoing sort of like eternal, like, and the beef and the drama can like it can be like a minute by minute thing. It's so much harder for someone to like die socially. I mean, like for someone to just fall off. I just rate these people based on how hot they are. They still haven't come out with a celebrity hotter than Nicki Minaj for me. And
dude, Nicki is so fucking hot, dude.
It's insane.
So fucking hot. You know, I think we have a Nicki question, but before we get to that, this metaphor I'm setting up is going to make sense in a little bit. Just bear with me. But I was up north recently. 10 minutes left. Excellent. I was up north recently, and I was checking out elephant seals. Did you ever see those when you were a Cali boy, Mr. Vaush?
Not in person.
Dude, they're fucking majestic. But the thing with elephant seals is the 2 to 3 biggest ones have to fight to establish dominance. And the one that wins gets to breed the rest of the seals, and then the one that loses gets to become like the head lieutenant. They all have like army classifications. It's so strange. But we both wanted, I think, House to come on. But I think he was worried it was going to turn into a situation like that because 2 bi men, semi-political topics. I think he was worried it was going to turn into like a belly bumping, arguing conversation. So I do apologize we weren't able to pull old House in here for this one.
Oh, that's okay. I forgive them for their abstemiousness. I like House. I like both of you. I like all the edgy left and left adjacent comments.
Powerful.
It's wonderful stuff. To be fair, it was an unwarranted concern. I have been very heterosexual lately. Very, very on my open grinder, cringe and disgust, close grinder grind. Right now,
dude. Are you? I asked I ask all my gay and bi men friends this question, but do you fuck men or do you fuck men who look like women? There's a clear distinction.
Oh, for sure. It's mostly men who look like women, but I've fucked men, like masculine men. Actually, the first guy I ever fucked had proper beefy like water polo body, like was stronger than me for sure. So that set like the bar for like, you know, anything. I think the main thing for me is like body hair. I just don't like body hair that much.
I couldn't. I don't think I could do that either, bro. Even if I was with like the most feminine looking guy, if there was like body hair, I'd kind of just be like, what am I doing, dude? What am I fucking doing?
I just don't want to get tangled in them. with
Nice.
my own, right?
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's mostly, there are a lot of like girl guys out there these days. It's a whole phenomena.
Because of your
They're abundant.
streaming, you're turning the men gay. You're doing an Alex
Yeah,
Jones, bro.
it's a big homo thing for sure. The 5G,
It's
Yeah,
I've
true.
heard.
Biden
Yeah.
unleashing the 5G waves across America. It's honestly, it's better because the more of them like there are, the better I am, because then I don't have to go on Grinder, which is a disgusting fucking app.
Bro, I met my girlfriend on Grinder, which
Did-
is the modern American tale. You meet a lady
Uh-huh.
on Grinder, you date. It's just
Is
how
that
it goes. Yes, it is true.
That is awesome. Okay, well,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you
great.
for rising above, brother.
Dude, we were both like, "Oh, this is just gonna be a hookup," and then like 2 years later, it's like, "What is she still doing on my couch?" Like, fuck, I guess we're dating.
What
Like,
the
yeah, what's
like
going
looking
on?
the Grinder photos, look up
There's
at
some
the couch.
there's something about the UI of Grinder that looks like it just invites like degeneracy. Like I don't even mean degeneracy in
Bro.
relation. I don't even mean it about the homosexuality. I mean it about just like unsolicited dick pics, like unsolicited hole pics, like just
Well,
like
don't get me wrong, and there may be some men, gay men, specifically genderqueers listening who get upset by this, but Grinder is like, as someone who's used Tinder and Grinder, I don't think I ever used Bumble or anything, but like Grinder is literally, you know how Tinder is a hookup app, but there's still chicks who like want you to like wine and dine.
On
Grinder's
here
usually
for
just like,
friends.
yeah, dude, so fucking cringe. But Grinder's
Mhm.
literally like, whip out your nuts, like let me suck your ass, like that. It gets brutal, dude.
The thing that I feel like I'm alone in this, or not alone, but like the problem for me is like I have no problem with casual sex, right? But I want to be friends with the person I'm fucking. Like I want it to be like friendly, like I'm interested in them. I can't like no contact fuck somebody because that shit's boring. You know, I don't even care. Like why would I, you know? For me, that's it. The problem is Tinder is full of the fucking wine and dine types, you know, like romance, commitment, whatever. And Grinder is full of people like first DM is their address and a picture of their gaped
Yes,
asshole.
yes.
The middle ground is difficult to
Uh.
find, which is very frustrating. But you know, as that's life, I guess.
Dude, I remember when I was on Grinder, it was probably like 2 years ago. I'm sure things have changed, but I was always shocked when there were accounts that were like, not here for sex, here for a relationship. And it's like, you're not gonna find one, brother.
No.
I'd get out of here real quick, dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did? Well, to be fair,
I,
there are
did.
to be fair, but I think it wasn't like actively like, please, we must date each other. Like, you know what I mean? There's kind of like a pretext with some people.
I mean, just the name Grinder like incites violence. Like it's just you not, you know what I mean? Like it's not like it's a play on Tinder, but Tinder was supposed to be this just like, oh, the burning embers of love, like just like a little the spark that you feel when you meet somebody. But Grinder, it's just you're getting right to it. It's
It's
just
a
like
meat grinder, baby.
you're right in
The
the
meat
meat
grinder.
grinder. Right? Yeah,
Dude,
don't
I
know
think
about that.
I think maybe Harris, you might agree with some more of Vaush's takes slightly more than mine. I'm sure you disagree with him on some things, but
on
you know,
assholes?
maybe not necessarily
We
on
definitely-
assholes, more
no, we definitely
political
agree
type
on that.
stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I always mention that you're kind of easy to talk to, Vaush. You're not like a super commie. Even my father, who's like hates commies, was like the guy with the glasses he was very cool. He was cool to talk to.
Thank you. A
But just to
rare
bring up
compliment.
something that I think we may disagree on, because someone sent me a clip and I watched it and I was kind of like, not getting heated, but you do. I think we talked about this last time, or maybe it's on the Patreon episode only. But you do have a tendency when you are trying to make a point to try to be not necessarily annoying, but you know what I mean, like kind of twist some screws.
Oh yeah, I can be a massive cunt about it sometimes.
Yes. And
get
how
pretty
do you still feel
involved.
about the monogamy poly thing? Because I know you're a big poly wants a cracker type dude. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
This one got way the fuck out of proportion
Because I remember your
it's-
chat was even kind of mad a little bit during
yeah,
it.
and when chat gets mad, I get so fucking mad at them. I get furious with them because I feel like they misinterpret me in any way, I feel betrayed because it's like, what the fuck, you guys watch me, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
then I get angry and angry. My basic thing is like, okay, how do I? Okay, so like insecurity, when we say like colloquially, like a person is insecure, it's like an insult or like it's like a negative thing to be. But insecurity, it like the anxiety of one's status amidst others, is like a ubiquitous human experience that we have evolutionarily because it helps regulate behavior with other people. If we weren't capable of that feeling at all, we would be like crazy autistic about our interactions, and we wouldn't like key in on empathy as much. And my point was that the preference for monogamy, or like the aversion to your partner fucking around or whatever, is rooted in like the base feeling that there's something that sort of denigrates or cheapens or weakens like the interpersonal relationship with the other partner, or with you sleeping around or whatever. And while that is rooted in insecurity, it's not like a bad feeling. Like if you had a best friend and the best friend made plans with you, but then they like dropped that and went and hung out with somebody else, the feeling of betrayal would also be rooted in insecurity, but I think that'd be totally justified. You know what I mean? Like it's rooted in that, but also it's like in the acceptable range, you know?
I get what you're saying, but well, let me see if I do get what you're saying. You seem to think, or your opinion is, if people weren't insecure, there would be less monogamy, kind of?
Yeah, like if we were like hypothetically, if we were perfectly secure with our relationship status with others that we know at all times, we wouldn't like the idea of like relationship means you can't sleep around. I think that'd come off as like really arbitrary, because we do think it's arbitrary that people are like, you're my girlfriend, you can't talk to other guys, but that's also rooted in insecurity. We just decide that's over the line. So it's where we set the line, what's like culturally considered to be the acceptable threshold for valid versus invalid insecurity.
Do you understand, though, how to some people, you know, myself included, I don't want to speak for you, Harris, but I'm assuming you might feel this way, where, you know, love is something where you do kind of want to be monogamous? Like, could you understand how, dude, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's dudes out there who are really insecure about that, and that's like where that feeling comes from. But like, to me, love is like wanting to be with that person for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even want to be with anyone else. And I'm sure there's times you'll see someone and be like, yo, she got a booty. Or like, you know, if your femboy roommate walked by, I'd be like, start sweating. But do you get that viewpoint? Because you seem to think that take on like monogamy was strictly from insecurity.
Well, I think so, in the sense that like insecurity as a motivating force in human relationships, because you can imagine, like for me, like love is when you don't need to ever talk to anyone else. Like you only need to talk with your partner, and you no longer need like conversation with others. Most people would think like that's really weird. Like why would you like stop right there? Obviously choosing not to have sex with other people is like way farther down, like in terms of like how much more reasonable it is. It's much more like common and justifiable, but I think it stems from the same like evolutionary impulse, but it's not a moral judgment or like a value judgment or whatever. I think it's just a an understanding of where the feelings are rooted. For instance, the polyamory
real quick
thing.
you are about to get cut off, so I will resend the link.
Oh no, all right, I'll see you in a sec. I'll finish.
I've got the shitty
sorry.
Zoom. The truth about monogamy. You were kind of cut off.
Yeah, I took a minute to channel my autism, and
Excellent.
to put it to phrase it better than I ever could have in the original stream. I think basically everyone fits somewhere on a spectrum, multiple, but just this one. Where on one side you have like expectation of exclusivity, and on the other side you have like validation of self through others' approval. You know, because a lot of polyamorous people, it is like, well, sure, I could fuck one person, but if I fuck 10 people, that means 10 people want to fuck me, you know? And that's like a self-esteem thing. I think everyone exists in that spectrum, and wherever you fall will be determined by what kinds of insecurities you have. But it's ultimately that what determines where you are, you know? So I don't mean to make it a moral judgment about like monogamy makes you worse or more insecure, just that the placement on the system or the spectrum of thought is something dictated by how your insecurities are processed. That's probably the least autistic way I can phrase it.
It makes sense, but to me it's like the whole thing I don't get the poly stuff is, it's like, to me it's like you know how the left gets accused of just like changing the definition of things, which I feel like sometimes they do to an extent. But to me, it's like, I guess I was technically poly in college because I was fucking like 5 or 6 chicks in a rotation. You know what I mean? Yeah. But to me, it's like,
all right, take it easy, buddy.
I didn't care about them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, hey. But to me, it's just like, why don't you just call it hooking up? I guess.
You know, I've made mention of this on the podcast before, but I just like, I feel like it relates to this topic too, where it's like, you know, those bell curve memes where you have like the really idiot people at the bottom of the bell curve, and then like normies in the middle, and then like hyper intelligent. It's like the bottom of the bell curve, like low double digit IQ people that are like, I hate gay people, they're annoying. And then you have the middle people that are just like, no, gay people are just like us and they deserve respect and everything. And then you have people like me who are like fully fucking indoctrinated and spend too much time around gay people, and you're like, I fucking hate gay people. They're so fucking
Dude,
annoying.
every
And it's
like gay person I'm friends with is always like the first to be like, they're so annoying. They're
It's like-
so
it's the
annoying.
Like it's you have to suck a cock and then you get to speak the truth, which is that gay people are super fucking annoying, you know.
Preach.
But no, for the
Preach.
changing definition thing though, it's true. The initial stream was phrased like super fucking contentious. It's kind of like how it's like how if you call a person like cowardly, it's an insult, but fear is like a primordial brain response that influences almost everything that we do, you know.
Mhm.
But if you said like, oh yeah, well, the reason why you won't like do X thing is because you're cowardly, like it's like one of those technically true because fear dictates everything, but also like, well, what the fuck do you actually mean kind of deals. I think that's a fair criticism. That whole stream turned into a shit show. Either way, it's speaking of the IQ fucking bell curve thing, you know, that's also like kind of where it fits, right? Because for the low double digits, you have like, yeah, I'm monogamous because like, you know, I like I'm to her and she's to me and like that's it, and you know, talking around to other guys, and then you have like normies or whatever, and the high like massive IQ monogamy is like the your jaw is perfectly square, you have a perfect cleft chin, and you're
Chad.
just satisfied, you know, like yeah, one person, I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
And honest to God, bless them, there are too many poly people on Tinder these days. Swear to God, all the hotties are like, yeah, I've already got a boyfriend, but like, you know, an oversaturated market to be sure.
Yeah,
Finance.
I
Hashtag finance.
hashtag finance. Which by the way, I just got off. I just got back from Wall Street, and I just want to let you guys know it's time to buy Flips milk chocolate
Those
pretzels. They're so fucking good. We don't have a sponsor for this podcast, but I will not take any sponsors unless it's
Flips,
these
please.
pretzels.
Please
But-
sponsor us.
What I'll say about the polyamory thing is that like it's not really my job to tell people like, no, you shouldn't be polyamorous. That seems like really backwards and stupid. But from my personal experience, all of the people that I've known who are polyamorous, that are like friends of mine or within the friend group, first of all, have this really annoying, shady, like moral high ground about it, where it's just like, oh, not everybody can handle being polyamorous, but me and my partner are just really secure and like what. And I'm like, and the tail end of it is that I've never seen it work. Like not all of those people that tell me that shit. Fast forward 5 months, and they and their partner just had some messy, disgusting, heinous breakup.
Horrible breakup.
Like
yeah.
all fueled by jealousy and anger.
destructive,
And
like yeah, like
completely
nuking
just
a friend circle.
literally, literally that. And so like to me, it's like I'm sure that there are polyamorous couples that make it work, and that's cool, but I have never seen it work. I don't have any desire to do that, and I don't really see any justification. Like people want to say that like, oh, my relationship was shit until we became polyamorous, and it was like a fucking cure all. It's like weed, man. Like there's no downside, man. Like it's just a medicine and it just helped. It's like, no, dude, it's just fucking it's a band-aid solution. Like you could do that, but it's not going to help your fucking relationship problems. Not you specific. I'm not talking to either of you specifically. I just mean like,
Oh, I'm single. You
in
can't
general.
hurt me right now.
I'm just mean in general. I've never seen it work. I don't see the
I
big
think
fucking
I'm
fuss
not
about it.
personally close friends with Will Smith, but I feel like if you look at Will Smith, you know, he's like on top of the world, blah blah blah. But like, it almost feels like, especially just looking at their marriage, and I don't think they're technically poly. I think it's just open, but it really feels like one person is always not forced because they clearly agree, but it's like one person would rather not be doing that. And like, dude, anytime you see Will Smith in an interview with Jada where they're talking about it, it's like, I literally feel like he wishes he had a gun and he could blow his brains out. Like he literally feels like so fucking sad about that shit sometimes. I also have to say, Vaush, you are, you know, not to, if there's any tender queers listening, they may be offended by this, but you're the only poly person I've ever interacted with who looks like they shower regularly. I have to say that.
I have to speak up for my brother in here. Okay, I do. So I'll preface this by saying the obvious truth, which is that poly people overwhelmingly incredibly fucking annoying. So that's a valid concern. That's a worthwhile, I don't know, phrenological, criticism to bring up there. Their skull shapes compel them to be fucking annoying.
Get my calipers. I must
yeah,
measure.
Yeah, that one's a poly. I do think there's like a degree of socio-political influence there, where our society is so fucking structured around the two-parent household being the like end state of any like kind of parental or familial authority, that it's really difficult to break out of that legally, for one, of course, because polygamy is literally not legal. But also like socially what people like tolerate or are okay with, because those kinds of relationships, ones that were a little more free flowing, it seemed to be more common back in pre-modern days, like before the two-parent household was the big stable unit. On the other hand, the more people you have in any social circle, the more likely it is that mutual resentments are going to develop. So I don't really know. The whole monogamy equals insecure thing kind of gets blown out of the water by the fact that you're right, polycouples or thruples or whatever often self-destruct over jealousy and perceived like, oh, you like them more than you like me liking them. Yeah, it's a huge fucking mess. Rise above, stay Volcel. Don't get in a relationship with anyone. Only harm can come from it.
Powerful. Powerful.
Very wise.
Dude, my
words.
first experience with like, well, I don't know if you could technically call it poly, but the reason I always like thought it was goofy is like, I grew up in Saudi, where that's like, again, like I don't think you could call it poly, but it's common for like Arab men to have like 8 to 10 wives sometimes.
Non-monogamous. So that's polygamy. Polyamory is multiple people in a relationship, more than two, and non-monogamy is just when there's non-sexual exclusivity in a relationship that's between two people. So romantically committed, but not sexually committed.
Okay. All right. So slightly different. Well, not
yeah.
so.
I mean,
pretty,
it varies
pretty
culture to culture, right? But multiple wives, that'd be polygamy. That's pretty hardcore right there. I've never done that.
Bro, I could see a Vaush harem being formed a little bit. I feel like you could pull that off. I was gonna say, bro, I can transition into this question because I did want to ask you like the future. You were alluding to it perhaps at the beginning of like not streaming forever, but I feel like, dude, you could totally pull off a Heart of Darkness type thing where once you make all your streamer money, you buy like a femboy island and just live in a cave and go progressively insane. You could pull that off so well, I feel.
That's absolutely all that I want. You can't go back to regular work after live streaming for like 17 reasons. Certainly in my case. Hey, Google the new hire, like what shows up on Google search, right? Yeah, no, fuck
right.
that. Yeah, no, Heart of Darkness is basically the only shot. The problem with any kind of harem that you build out of a streaming career is that it invariably has to be made from your fans, and any fans that would sexually proposition the creator they like have to be insane. It's like a prerequisite, so it's a very dangerous territory. Wandering down there.
Dude, I feel that anytime a chick shows interest in me, even pre-DAF, anytime a chick would hit me up, I'm instantly like, what is wrong with her? There's something wrong that she's showing interest in me. Something's wrong.
Yeah, waiting for the other foot to drop.
Like, exactly. The other shoe to drop.
Trying to take my kidney. Right? Is this like, yeah, am I like part of a bloodline for some ancient prince regent? You're going to kidnap me and bring me to Liberia to fucking...
Well, that would be sick. That would be fucking dope.
That would be dope.
That would be so bad.
What is the plan though for Mr. Vashi? Once, we talked to Turkey Tom, and he had a very, not childish, but I think his concept was he was going to YouTube forever, and I've never seen anyone pull that off. Like, you even look at like top YouTubers like Logan Paul, they've already transitioned to WWE. They're crushing it. I watched him do some suplex that looked really fucking impressive to pull off. But do you have like an out plan? Do you want to get into... I don't get the vibe that you want to become like a politician, right?
Fuck that. So hey, Google this local politician. What comes up? No. I probably political consultancy work. Something that I could do quietly from behind the scenes.
Please don't work for the Clintons, dude. Please do not work for the Clintons.
I'll choose my people well. I have a decent number of friends in Washington. Because if you do political work online, like, because a lot of the people, especially for the Justice Dems, right? A lot of the people who do their like campaign advocacy work, like, any coordination, press secretary stuff, any of that forward facing stuff, a lot of these people are pretty young and they spend a lot of time online, like researching. So they do get to know, I mean, like people like me. So they reach out. And I feel like that'd be a pretty good like direction to go after the fact. We're doing this big canvassing thing right now with a collection of like political advocates and campaign managers to like, you know, hey, Vaushites all over the nation or whatever. Are there local campaigns you can canvass for? We've got some like 7,000 people signed up, which is great. And stuff like that, I think, could lead into a decently productive behind the scenes political career. Anything front facing, though, I couldn't do for like every imaginable reason, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You've had a few dramatic run-ins. I think Harris and I were trying to do, because this is terrible. We always bring someone on, and it's like we're kind of familiar with them, but we don't know like the whole. You know, I haven't watched like maybe 5+ of your streams. That's maybe like where I
Good.
maxed
Keep it
out.
up. Don't.
Yeah. Hey, but you have had a bit of drama, and one of the ones we saw, or Harris showed me, was is it true you were fighting with the Nicki Minaj fans? I'm assuming this is when she came out as anti-vax.
Yes. Oh, that was so fucking funny. Oh god.
Did you have to call her the N-word though because of her fans? Like I feel like that
it punctuated the argument. No,
okay.
I didn't. People will believe I did that. No, I didn't. I withheld.
Canceled. You heard it here first.
It was so fucked up because like people were on the Twitter Spaces, you know, where a bunch of people are in there shouting. But you can only listen via desktop. You can't talk through. For some reason, it doesn't access your mic. But I'm streaming, so like I'm not going to get on my phone and do this. You know, my stream's not hooked up to my phone, so it was just like being shouted at by like several hundred thousand. I don't even know. Angry Nicki Minaj stands. I didn't even get to argue.
They're called barbs, I think is the correct.
Yeah,
Barbs. That's right.
That's
And they were
right.
calling me racist because they're like fast googling everything about me, and they're like, okay, he said the N word. He said yeah, and they're like running that through me. That was really fucking funny though. With the controversy, it's like a new one every fucking week. You know, I don't even pay attention. I wake up and I learned that 2 weeks ago I was canceled for something, and it's like, you know, whatever. It past a certain point, it's just window dressing.
I mean,
It
it
must
feels
feel
like
pretty baller. Sorry, Harris, I'll let you finish, but that you can just kind of brush off cancelings, that you're at that level.
It took a while to get there. Also,
Yeah.
you know, it's criticism's easier to deal with when it's widely distributed. You know,
Sure. It does feel almost like a prerequisite. Like before we have some of these people on, because we talked to Turkey Tom, we talked to Rusty, we talked about Squizzy, who's this animator on Twitter also. And now we're talking to you. And I'm a boomer, so I don't know, not a literal boomer, but just like
Mental boomer.
like pretty much like
A moomer.
you
know,
are
this-
wearing a suit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
You look good,
that's
by the
right.
way.
Thank you. I just wanted to, you know, dress to impress. We can't say the same for my partner, but you know,
I think you both look wonderful.
This is comfort colors. This is high class, baby.
you know, because I'm not like a real boomer, but I'm like the soy jack boomer. Like, can you picture like that like character like that with the little glasses and like 4 hairs on?
Can you give us a little soy face real quick and make noise so it shows your screen?
He basically looks like
I'm Dolly blending the features together right now.
But anyway, so I had to do like reading before we talked to any of you guys or talked about Squizzy, and it feels almost like a prerequisite that you have to have a controversy tab that's like fucking 4 pages long just to be on this little like Wikitubia site. It's like some wiki site for I guess famous YouTubers or streamers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, wait, is it Rational Wiki?
That
Or
sounds right to me.
there are a couple, yeah.
There's
but
a
I know what you mean.
couple, yeah. And then you know, out of just my own inflated ego, I was like, "Oh, I wonder if I have one." But of course, I don't. I'm not big enough. But I thought at least Zach would have one because he's been in this on the scene for like a fair amount of time. But I don't know. I think you have to have some like there has to be some like drama surrounding you or something like that. And
it's pretty unavoidable at this point, you know.
well, do you consider yourself a controversial figure, or do you think that's unfair to like lobby that criticism at you?
I'm fine with that, like in a descriptive sense. I can't avoid the fact that that's how I'm perceived. But I do feel like I feel like if you just sat me down with most people, like I could be reasonable with them, you know, or like we could get along or something. Because a lot of controversial YouTuber, when I think controversial YouTuber thinking, I think like Onision or something, like some like freak who's just on the platform and like just barely even a guy, you know, whatever. I couldn't even imagine having a convo with him. But I guess the threshold's lower than that. A lot of the stuff people get mad at me for feels like kind of a willful misinterpretation of what I say. But I also am pretty inflammatory sometimes, so I have to own up to that as well. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with being controversial necessarily. In politics, you have to be, or you're. I mean, even Yang, right? Andrew Yang is trying to do this whole enlightened centrism bullshit, not left, right,
Dude,
right, but
I
forward, and
just
he's
saw that CNN interview and it was so cringe, dude.
What's that
brutal. It was
about?
fucking brutal. Yeah.
They were
Oh, you didn't
literally
see?
just like, Andrew, what is your opinion on abortion? And it's like, well, the forward
Uh.
party's abortion is we take the centrist take of everyone, and it's like, dude, you're just saying word salad. Like you can't
Yeah.
like you. What is your
What the
opinion?
fuck?
And he's controversial for that too, because people hate him for his, his waffling. I don't really think there's a way to avoid it. I guess there are good and bad controversies. The biggest, so it's funny because I'm sure you both know, there's a ton of shit people impugn me for, but one thing above all has been detrimental to my career, like in a purely like money, views, subs type sense. And it's the fact that I was an advocate for voting for Joe Biden after Bernie dropped out of the primaries in 2020. I wasn't one of the Bernie or bust types because I consider voting to be like it has nothing to do with what you want. It's just like this purely cruel utilitarian, what's the least bad option you can get kind of deal. And like beyond that, I don't care. Like it's not, I don't think it's like the vehicle through which our problems are going to be solved. But a lot of people were really angry about that. And that actually led to the biggest schisms that I had with the rest of the left. And if that's what I'm going to be controversial for, like, fuck, at least that's a position I have, right? Like, at least that's a real disagreement and not some like made up drama bullshit.
I mean, that doesn't seem that crazy to me anyway. Like,
I
I don't know.
agree.
It seems like it shouldn't really be that inflammatory. Whether or not, even if people disagree with you, that's not really an inflammatory up
Yeah.
stance to
Yeah,
just
I thought
vote. Yeah,
that too. Yeah. Oh man,
that's
a lot of bridges got burned over that one.
dude.
It's crazy. Yeah, that was like the big one. It's the people got hysterical over it.
Why do you think
I'm whining,
then?
sorry.
No, no, it's all right. I don't want to cut you off. I was curious why do you think that people consider them call themselves Vaushites? Like, why do you think people latch on to you and your political opinion? Do you think there's something about the way that you phrase things, or like what? In short, like, what is that about? Like, why do people follow you in that regard?
Well, a lot of it's parasocial. That can't be avoided to an extent for a live streamer. But I think a lot of it is that I have a pretty distinct identity in the left because so much of my community space is defined by the rest of the left despising me. Because those inroads are run like really deep. I have like no friends in the online left. That's
I
not
was
true. Not no
shocked
friends,
when
just
you
very few.
mentioned this last time we talked because I think most people, especially if they're kind of from my side of the internet, it's like you're seen as a leftist god. But like you just said, that's not really the case.
No, I'm way out from I have like quietly neutral relationships with a few, openly negative with most, and I'm friends with a couple of people in the left like politics space. Hassan I've beef with, Contra has me blocked on Twitter, Sean has me blocked on Twitter, H-Bomb I'm quiet with, Philosophy Tube doesn't like me. Like just like the whole like run through. So I'm not really that representative. And I feel like my community is so used to the antagonism that it feels like there's more of a like an in-group like community defining term to rally around. Like there's more descriptive power to that kind of distinguishment, which I think is really cute. And I know
Nice.
it's people bullied online, like for being a fan of mine or whatever. But if they choose to do it, I think it's sweet that they care that much.
Dude, I do have to bring up, and I'm not trying to be inflammatory. I think you're
Kill me.
cool. I won't kill you. I won't kill you. There's two, you're talking about how the Biden thing was kind of the big drama, but there's two that kind of stick in my head. And we talked about one of them, and I'll start with that because I think it's easier to talk about. But a lot of guys in your position who are these kind of like philosophical types, they want to talk about the whole child porn thing and how it's just as bad as slave labor, I think was your argument.
Yeah, so that's one of the
Perhaps.
great philosophical debates of our time. Just can't keep it from
I don't
coming
know
up.
what is it about smart guys that they feel like I must rationalize child porn. Like, do you feel like it just? I mean, first of all, just for starters, that was heavily taken out of context, correct?
Oh yeah. Like I mean, obviously it's gotten thrown through the dishwasher a bit, as internet arguments go. The basic idea of the argument, the fundamental, which is like it's bad to participate in the consumption of any product which as a necessary prerequisite for its production mandates the abuse of children. Everyone would agree with that, unless people are literally pro child abuse, I guess. But most everyone would agree with that. People just don't like the direct comparisons because in my case, it wasn't the most accurate one, due to some like nitty gritty detailed bits. And two, it's like deliberately provocative, right? And that's the problem. That comes up the same reason people make comparisons to Hitler during arguments. It's like the most provocative thing you can get to. Like you jump right to it. Like, well, how do I make a point about why X or Y about capitalism is bad? Cracks knuckles. Okay, I've got one for you. Even if you're bulletproof on how you phrase that argument, people are going to get mad at you. But I wasn't. And if you're not, people will get more mad at you.
Well, I'm shocked that has, and I haven't seen people come at you with it too much lately, but that kind of stuck with you for a while. People reminding you of that, and I'm shocked because your good buddy Destiny, he kind of has a hardline stance where he thinks, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but last time I've seen him talk about it, it's that ethical child porn should be made because it will prevent pedophiles from acting on it, which I kind of disagree with.
Wait, who you kind of disagree with that? That's
I disagree
thing I've ever heard.
I do disagree with.
Wait, who said that?
Destiny is kind of like Vaush's father in a way.
Yeah,
am I getting this right?
Everything bad about me, just put it like it was a bad home. Okay, just
blame
blame my e-daddy there. Yeah, his thing, it was, oh god, this got run through the ringer so many times too. It was like, if you could seek out victims of child abuse and ask them if they would be comfortable with their previously produced child pornography to be used in a clinical setting with researchers and pedophiles to prevent the pedophiles from offending in real life, would that be beneficial if it did reduce the number of children getting harmed? Which is such a tortured fucking set of presumptions you have to make, very, very much like, okay, well, what if raping children actually saved the world type deal, like you can bend anything that way. But I think he was arguing with like Amos Yee during that time or something. So Amos Yee was,
I saw one with like Brittany Venti where she was coming after him, but I don't get that mindset, because to me it's the same as if, and I know people hate metaphors or illusions, but to me that's kind of like if you're trying to get someone to stop doing heroin, you give them synthetic heroin, or you give them the equivalent of what they shouldn't be doing.
It's not even, sorry, Zach, I don't want to cut you off.
No, please.
It's like not even in a good analogy, because you could say that, there's doing drugs is a victimless crime, except for you. And arguably your family would be upset, but like, I'm actually of the belief that we allow people to do dangerous things all the time. If you're allowed to ride a motorcycle, you should be allowed to do drugs, in my opinion. But there's, of course, it's a complicated issue because a lot of people get the wrong doses, a lot of people overdose, a lot of people turn violent when they're on certain drugs, but that has to do with it being at a street level. And when you criminalize a certain chemical, it means that you're just getting some unfiltered shitty version of it to the streets, which is bad.
Jankum. People are going to start doing jankum.
I don't think that's a good analogy in comparison to fucking child porn, in which like you are creating an entire, first of all, there are obvious victims of child porn, starting with the children. And and then what you were saying is like Destiny's point, like, I'm not going to have you run defense on Destiny's absolutely heinously bad take, but I'm just saying
Vaush will never run defense for Destiny. I don't think.
Just in theory. Okay, let's say that what he said is actually put into practice. Does that mean that my tax dollars are going at a federal level to go find down victims of child porn and ask them if they're allowed to distribute? Like that, please.
First of all, our federal tax dollars are going towards the production of child porn, whether we like it or not, I'm afraid. But
at least I don't want to know. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking vote for that. I'm going to say, if that's happening, I don't want to. What is?
Dude, at least fix the fucking potholes I have to run over every goddamn day with my fucking tax money before you start doing fucking dumb retard shit like that, dude.
The Joe Biden Build Back Better plan. It's potholes, then utilitarian child pornography.
Yeah, it's just a two-step plan, dude.
It just seems like there are issues that are ongoing that I understand why people are like, okay, there are certain issues in America specifically, like abortion rights or immigration like issues, like things like that, which have been on gun control, like things that have been ongoing for centuries, right? And you may have a hardline stance on that, but you should be able to recognize why it is an ongoing issue, right? There are like multiple. Why are we talking about child porn, which we decided fucking years and years and years ago is not okay at any level, and why should there be a right? Am I totally off base here?
I want to point out. So I don't remember the context why that was getting brought up in Destiny's stream, because this was years ago. I mean, it was before I had a channel, so it's before I would have even had anything.
Well, he did a recent one with your other good buddy, Mr. Girl Man.
Okay, I didn't see that.
He's an oddball, dude.
Sussy Baka. It is
not a great name, yeah.
Kind of a wacky guy. I think oftentimes, because this was my logic going in, right? Oftentimes, the goal of constructing a hypothetical is to isolate a bunch of variables to get to see what a person's value system really is, right? So you can it's easy to do this because when you're constructing a scenario, you can control for all the other variables. Like, no, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. So the goal there would be, assuming all the priors were valid, that you could actually treat pedophilia with some kind of controlled, whatever, would it be worth whatever you consider the moral heinousness of that program if it led to fewer children being abused in real life? The issue that I have, though, and I'm trying to move away from this now that I'm like a wise old 3.5-year-old YouTuber instead of a 1-year-old YouTuber. The problem is, even if the hypothetical is sound, even if it's consistent, the way you construct it, there's kind of an implicit message, right? So for example, back in the 1950s or something, there was an anthropological paper that was written on Hawaii. I saw this because it got linked after Destiny's pedophilia, ethical child porn, whatever. It got linked to his Discord. People were talking about it. Anyway, the anthropological research was of the native Hawaiians who had, let's say, a different attitude towards sexual proclivities than us. You can imagine what that means. They certainly did not have an 18 age of consent in their culture, before we came over and whatever the fuck we did, killed everyone. We did some bad stuff over there. But the sort of, if you looked at that article and you were like, okay, so what if you could establish all these preconditions where actually it wouldn't be socially harmful to abuse children, what we would consider abuse in our culture, but wouldn't consider abuse in their culture? What if you changed all those things? Then it wouldn't be a problem, right? And the problem is, once you reach that stage of the hypothetical construction, you're not actually trying to solve any problems. You're trying to at best be deliberately provocative, and at worst you're trying to bait the world that you want. Amos Yee did this shit, right? For those of you who don't know, you two or who's watching, Amos Yee is a pedo who was arguing pro-pedophilia on YouTube back in 2017, 2018.
He was one of those ones where I didn't it was so clear he was a pedophile.
The most obvious thing.
And people were like, no, he just likes free speech. And
he was talking 3-year-olds, man. I mean, he was free with his speech. Yeah, he was extremely open with it. But he would construct these hypotheticals okay, so if you can control for these 9 trillion fucking variables, actually, it's not actually bad to have sex with kids anymore, right? But what are you doing there? Well, you're justifying pedophilia, really, right? That's why I'm trying to move away from that model of hypothetical construction. It's like a debate bro tactic, but I don't think it leads anyone to a better understanding of the issues. I think it just muddles things, and at the worst it creates clippable moments that follow you for years afterwards.
Just curious, what happened?
Sorry, I was rambling like crazy, by the way.
No, I think you brought up some good points, but what happened to that guy, Amos?
He's in jail now, I think. Did they deport him back to Singapore?
Yeah, the Singapore government tried him. He had child pornography, though it was, I think, years after he stopped being relevant online. So just kind of an after the fact sort of post credits epilogue on where he ended up. He was big friends with the skeptic community, Sargon of Akkad, I think, was good.
You remember they were all backing him at one point. Mm-hmm. Dude, any far right wing guy who wants to make the nationalism or ethno-nationalism argument, stop talking about Japan, talk about Singapore, dude. I went there. I mean, there's some weird rules. You can't, I think it's $100 fine if you get caught chewing gum in public, because they assume you're just going to put it on the road. But the most beautiful, it's a country,
City state.
I have like 3 IQ points. Okay, the most beautiful place I've ever been, dude. Just fucking gorgeous, zero crime. But I think they have like anti-gay people laws. So again,
It's
maybe
a
not the
pretty
best. But
authoritarian.
yeah,
When did you go there? For what reason?
I was selected to be part of a global singing choir. So
Oh,
Based.
yeah,
We're about to
very
cut, by the way.
based. We are. Thank you.
Were you
Thank
part of
you.
the Castretti? Did they?
No, they didn't. No, I still
Oh,
got
okay.
my puppies. Trust
Okay,
me.
good.
Quite
That's
large.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the singing from when they cut your ball.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. No good.
There's a theory that Michael Jackson was one of those guys. Sorry, we're about to get cut off.
I
but
wouldn't be
just wanted to
shocked.
throw
I
that
wouldn't be
out
shocked.
there. Yeah,
It would make sense.
His dad apparently, I think, castrated him.
He also made him
Anyway.
sleep in the fireplace, so that
Yeah,
could
all
have had
kinds of-
something to do with it. What do you got?
Howdy.
A hacky sack, Harris?
No, actually it's a bouncy ball, rubber ball that I won
Nice.
at an arcade.
Oh,
kinda recently,
baby.
yeah. I mean, I won it on Wall Street. Sorry, that's what I meant.
How
Right,
is
right.
it? Is it rubber or is it like dense foam?
It is no, it is. Actually, my
Yeah.
room's kind of a fucking. It's kind of
Launch
a mess in here anyway. But yeah, wait. Let me see if I can do it at least right here. Pretty good,
Hell
right?
Pretty
yeah.
bouncy.
It's pretty bouncy.
Return to tradition. This used
My
to be the shit.
mom bought me. I remember I was probably 10 years old, and she went to a science museum because she's a scientist, and it was just like a science convention. But she bought me a bouncy ball that looked exactly like a rock, and I was so in love with it. And I was bouncing it outside one day, and it got away from me, and a car pulled up and ran over it and
Oh,
broke it
no.
in half. And I remember as a kid, my brain was like, I was so angry, and I was like, I wish that when that car touched the bouncy ball, it bounced off and flipped over and the guy died. Like, I was so livid, and I've always been a delusional child, so I don't know why I thought that would have happened. But
I wish the bouncy ball won.
literally, dude,
Yeah.
it was just cracked in half, and I was like, fuck, dude. I was so pissed. I was livid.
I have a question for not to break the flow. I know we were talking about bouncy balls here, but I have a question for Vaush that
Mhm.
like I've like kind of lobbied this at the other e-celeb people that we've had on, and I'm just curious what your take is. It's like, right, I mean, inherently due to the nature of your career, you spend a lot of time online, and you in particular, since you are like a political commentator and debater online and streamer, you bump shoulders with a lot of like I don't know, undesirable people, just like, you know what I mean? I don't even mean that as like a partisan thing, but just like there's a lot of just really dumb people online, and you spend a lot of time online. Like, do you ever feel exhausted or worn down by having to like interact or consume like really brain melting media or interacting with people like that? Like, does that ever wear on you?
Yeah, I try not to. I don't want to be like hoity-toity about it, because like if you look out at the world and see nothing but retards, it is because you yourself must also be a retard. That's just a mathematical guarantee.
I don't think that's true.
Well,
don't
I
think
know
that's-
it's true for me. That's what I,
Uh-huh.
because all I see, it's the thing that really bugs me though is the conservatives, man. I remember when I started this, because like conservatism in America has been rocketing rightward over time, and when I started this like 3 years ago, when I would argue with conservatives, I'd argue with Nazis too, and they've always been the same. But the conservatives, like, why do they like Trump? Well, they would actually like talk about tax policy and immigration. I had to do research. I had to do research into economics, stuff like that. They would talk about like, well, to what extent do we know hormone blockers are actually helpful for the health of potentially trans youth? I had to learn a lot. I haven't had to do research like that in well over a year, because conservatism now, in terms of the arguments they put forward, is just conspiracy theories. It's like fully insane shit. Like, that's all they front. There's no discussion of policy or even ethics. It's just like, and you can't even talk with them. Like the recent raid of Mar-a-Lago, right? What did they all shout? Even respectable conservative media figures. I say respectable here kind of on a curve, but what about Hunter Biden? What about Hunter Biden? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a former president. They're like, well, what about this guy? But that's all it is. I don't think anything can get them to drop Trump at this point. Like he said, you could shoot someone out in the street, they'd still vote for him. And that means, like, how do I argue with them, right? I feel like at this point, all my arguments with conservatives are like a dance. Like I have to like jangle keys and like do a fucking hocus pocus dance to try to like trick their brain into not sucking or something. That does get tiring. I know this sounds very like condescending or whatever. I don't think you need to be unintelligent to fall for conspiracy theories. I don't even think there's a relationship there. I just think it's like a very deliberate, cultivated mindset in some communities that leads to that point, and that gets exhausting to deal with. But regular human misunderstandings that aren't like part of a fucking psyop, you know, I'm okay with those. I don't know. They feel human, and people disagree on stuff, and I like disagreements. I think getting to disagree with people is one of the nice things about being human.
Well, dude, I do think the way you phrase things, I mean, we talked about this at the beginning. I think you can be a little inflammatory. Like, I talked about this either on the Patreon episode or the one on YouTube, but I remember seeing clips from, you debated Doug TenNapel, beloved creator of Earthworm Jim.
Yes.
And that was a topic where I went into it going, oh, I guess I'm on Vaush's side for this because, like, I trans chicks,
he made
whatever.
me so mad.
Right, and the way it was like, I didn't think he won, but it was like the way you were talking to him and reacting, where it was like, oh, well, I'm right, and I was just like,
the thing, like it was so frustrating because it was after Jan 6, and he was saying the Jan 6 people were Antifa, and I know for a fact he doesn't believe that. He didn't believe that. He was lying to me when he said that, or possibly doing some kind of doublethink thing. You could see the videos on his channel. Like, it was like he believed multiple things to be true at once, you know, like if they're Trump supporters, they're patriots, but they're actually Antifa, you know, but like, which one are they? Well, it depends on which argument he's having. That shit, it gets me out of my mind. And you have this, like, this aesthetic where I'm like this sniveling, angry YouTube debate bro, neckbeard, fat retard, you know, and then you have this respectable artist who's like, yeah, it was Antifa, you know, but like, no, it wasn't. Fuck. But he doesn't believe that either. So I agree. Like, this is purely an optics thing, you know, because you can be wrong in a very, very, very like humane, respectable way, and you can be right in the most insufferable way possible. And it is always a failure on my part if I can't like bridge that gap. But oh god, that guy in particular, oh man,
dude,
and
I can't imagine being. I love Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim 2 is one of the best games ever. But I can't imagine being. Say you're in a far right space, and they're like, "Yo, someone's got to do something. We got to start fighting. We got to start like making our message clear." Almost implying someone has to like not kill, but you know what I mean, like make a revolution, do something.
A little bit. Yeah.
And then as soon as a guy is like, they're right, I need to do that, and they run out and shoot people, it's like his own friends are like, fed.
Chloe,
I'd be so pissed if I was the shooter, because I'd be like, I feel like you're expecting them to be like, yes, he started the revolution, but they're just like, disavow.
For the guy who attacked that Cincinnati Fed office just a couple days ago, they were calling him a plant. Like the moment he died out there in that fucking cornfield. Cincinnati? In Ohio, whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Right away. This is the difference between MAGA and ISIS, okay? In ISIS, if you die for your cause, they'll elevate you, okay? They don't deny that shit. Fucking inshallah.
I remember there was that old guy who shot up was it an ICE facility? This was maybe like a year or two ago, and he was kind of like hailed as like a hero to Antifa.
Oh yeah, he threw the Molotov at the front door.
Yes.
But to be fair, people on the left did own that. People, you go on all the forums or whatever, left-leaning people are like, oh, but he fucking threw a Molotov at ICE based, you know, like they didn't call him a false flag or anything. And it's the cowardice, right? Like I do, even if a person's positions are bad, if you own them, we can talk about it. If you can't own them, then like you have to dance around it for 40 minutes before you can even get to the point. You know, I had a conversation with a Holocaust denier who took like 45 minutes to get to the point where he denied the Holocaust.
This isn't the little guy, is it the Russian guy?
No, I was playing like Bloodborne at the time. It was I beat Orphan of Cause during this conversation, which I know that's I can't believe, but it took forever because he's like tiptoeing over to it, like I don't know where he's going, because I know where he's going, because you know you hear this enough times, but I know exactly where the fucker's going, but he takes forever. It's like, okay, well, I don't deny anything, you know. have you ever noticed that a lot of the records about the dimensions of these facilities were only produced by an organization 50 years after the fact?
Wooden doors
had pretty shallow dirt pit right there, huh? What's that pool doing, huh? You know, and it's like I know. Just say it. Just say you think the Jews faked it, please.
I know, dude. They always describe it like the Holocaust was like a really fun vacation camp where it was like
Yeah, it was
dodgeball and stuff. Dude, I
Concert
love
hall,
the
yeah.
that like I think it's like a right wing joke, but it's like you're trying to have sex with a Jewish girl and you're like, I think it was 10 billion. I think 20 billion Jewish people died. Like trying to like impress her. Whatever. That kills me every time. But yeah,
I'm sure it works.
I totally understand because like, dude, I get why you lose your cool sometimes, but I would highly recommend not. I mean, I haven't seen you do it. I'm not like Vaush's #1 fan. I must watch every stream. I need to see everything he's doing. But I think
No, it's fully valid. I've been trying to
Mm.
calm down the past year, more so because, well, for the reasons you're describing, right? You know, because if my job's to convince people, which it kind of is, right? That's my hope, at least. You have to be convincing, and that a lot of that is just sort of an optics game. Um, and at the end of the day, the aesthetic that I put forward is a very low tier one, right? The online debate bro is an almost universally smeared like thing to be. So you have to climb out of that hole when trying to convince people, right? Being funny and being irreverent is a really good way of doing it, especially as a leftist, because people tend to assume you're preachy, which I'm only moderately preachy, so I get 50 points, like 50% on that. And not freaking out at like 65-year-old boomers and legendary game designers is probably also a pretty good way to endear yourself to your audience.
Yeah.
It's rough out there, so it's a tough medium to work through.
No, yeah. I mean, I mean, no disrespect, but it does feel like the online debate bro is like the new SoundCloud rapper, kind of like it's kind of like there's so many, there's just so many of them, and I think like there are different. Of course, you're gonna have some people that are like gonna rise from the mud and be, actually like bring up good points and shit, but there is just like such an oversaturation of it, and it doesn't help that all it takes to be one is you just have to have access to an internet connection. Like that's pretty much it. So I think that's why that's also where my question was stemming from. Is like you have to interact with a lot of people who also have like political opinions and want to tout them and make a name for themselves out there and being inflammatory, right? So like would just drive me nuts. Like I just couldn't. I don't think I could handle that.
There are
Uh,
nice parts. My community is really supportive. I genuinely like this. I like doing this. So my personal enjoyment's sort of taken care of. I recently had a conversation. I'll just one more anecdote. I recently talked with Alex Stein. You know, he's the conservative guy. He
he's the
recently
guy
blew
that
up.
pointed out that AOC's got a fat booty.
Yes, that one. I talked to him a week before that happened too.
mm,
You
So
inspired it.
yeah.
You
Oh
told him
well,
to do that.
he
half the
probably did.
convo was on
Okay.
AOC's ass
All
naturally.
right. Hey,
Mhm.
Now, he's a big troll, and by troll, I mean he may or may not be a neo-Nazi, and he's too dishonest to own up to it. You know, I've talked to a lot of people like this, but they don't normally have like six-figure salaries and wear suits to their job. But he's a very disingenuous guy. So while talking to him, you think, right, like, so you can try to like one up him and be all preachy. Oh, we were talking about trans drag queen kid groomer. Is a trans person gonna molest children with mind waves from 50 feet away? You know, that kind of thing, right? Which
of course.
he seems to think. Oh yeah, first of all, obviously we have the data. Second, so I don't know why we're but we you if you try to approach that conversation like it's a real political conversation, you lose automatically, because when that assumes both parties act in good faith. But if one isn't, they can constantly take shots at you, you know. But if you treat the whole thing like a comedy routine, you know, like make your point, but above all, be funny. Like don't lie, you know, but be funny. Try to land that. I think that's so much more effective. And I think that's where this is going. The debate pro thing, that aesthetic, the validity of this like post skeptic new atheist, I'm the smartest guy online and I'll show you why type deal. I think that's going down. But I think there's an avenue, or will always be an avenue, for like people who are quick enough and people who are, you know, funny and irreverent enough to deliver a message through a veil of comedy, but own that sincerely, like George Carlin, right? Like, you know, he would talk politics, he would joke about it, but his joke, the politics weren't the joke. Like he would own that shit in interviews. None of that was like a you know, Pepe posting, you know, echo sign, you know, do I believe it, do I not? It was just a delivery mechanism. If people can move with that, God willing, if I can move with that, I think that I can keep enjoying this for a long time to
I will
come,
say he
no matter
got a
what the
little.
environment is.
He did get a little preachy towards the end. It felt like less humor, more. This is my idea of politics type thing.
It's a fucked world. He held out for as long as he could. It's it must have been tough in his position.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Bro, before I get to these powerful patron questions, I gotta bring this up. I have to bring this up. Among Us, George Floyd. Are you aware of this?
Yes.
You
I saw
caused
that this morning. I saw that this morning.
This. Well, first of all, for starters, I'm of the
that?
heavily opinionated idea that because I'm aware this kid is special mentally.
Special like me, or a different kind of special?
A different kind of special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I know that about him, and I know he's like me. He's not the best at drawing. Was he trying to draw a police officer kneeling on George Floyd's neck, or was he literally drawing Among Us?
It's Among Us. It's
Is it
definitely
Among Us?
Yeah, I was looking at it after you brought it up, and like I didn't even notice it the first time around, but like the shading on it is like he shaded it. Like you can tell that it's like I was like, oh yeah, I guess it could be a police officer, but
it
it's
might have been like he was drawing the. Oh, hello. Yeah, it might have been
what I mean?
like he was drawing the
Shading.
cop's legs, and then he was like, "This kind of looks like Amogus," and then he just went with it, like finished it off. I
Yeah.
respect that, by the way.
No, dude, yo, oh my god, bro, you're
Well,
directly
it's so
responsible for
perfectly
this guy.
autistic, right? But isn't that that's pure, raw, unadulterated autism right there in a fashion that I cannot possibly criticize because it's 90% of the content that I produce. Looking
That's
at
fair.
the George Floyd, Chauvin shit being like, you know what this needs? This needs a motherfucking Among Us reference. This needs a sussy imposter Baca committing a murder before they vent away from George Floyd's corpse. Yeah, fuck it.
If you could go back in time and not say during that one stream, because you technically birthed a lot of these lefty Stone clones. I think Stone posted the clip, but you said something like, Stone Toss is really good, and we need
he's a
lefty
very effective
comics.
propagandist, yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of made a call for lefty Stones to be created.
Yeah, no, I still fully agree with that.
That's terrible, Vaush. You should not have encouraged that.
It's a shotgun spray, to be sure. Not that I mind the advent of additional sussy bacas, or whatever Amogus references being thrown out into the foray. But I like that. It feels like a kind of inspiring community effort. And frankly, in a purely consequential sense, this drama seems to be very funny, and I benefit from that. So I can't, I can't get too mad. I think it's fantastic. I mean, people are like offended by it or whatever. Some people seem to be offended that it's racist. I don't see how it's racist. And maybe it's like very irreverent, but
I think just distasteful as opposed to I don't think it's racist.
Right. Yeah. Distasteful is never really an ethical judgment, though, right? It's more like a decorum kind of thing, but people can get really up in arms about that. I guess George Floyd's murder did inspire several years of the largest protest America's ever seen. So maybe people are going to take that pretty serious.
Yeah, that is just like like I just thought I didn't even notice it until Zach pointed it out, because he sent me that meme and I was like, oh, haha, this is like poorly drawn, whatever. But then he was like, no, but did you notice the George Floyd Among Us? And I was like, oh no.
Just that sentence alone, dude, should never be spoken, dude. George Floyd Among Us, like,
it's like, have you the guy who invented the Nobel Prize, like his name, Nobel, I think he did some type of research that like he discovered nuclear radiation and was like able to he did some insane shit to help create the atom bomb, and he fell into a coma, and they believed that he died, and so they wrote his obituary that was very critical of him. Like it basically just said like he was a like harbinger of death, and like he was like all that his legacy has left behind is just death and destruction. He's like left humanity for the worst. And he woke up from his coma and read this obituary. This is what he was going to be remembered by, and he created the Nobel Prize so that he could like have a lasting legacy that was like a celebration of humanity.
That's kind of dope, though, right?
It's extremely dope. But Vaush, I need you to have that moment, because what's going to happen is you're going to wake up from a coma and see in your obituary it's going to say birthed bread pain comics, and you're gonna be like, no, like
to
this
be
can't
fair,
be.
At this point, if I had that moment, I genuinely don't think there's anything that I could do to turn my PR around. I would have to travel America sucking every cock in the fucking country.
You could do
Start
something with
right
horse
now.
porn. The horse porn thing, I feel like that could become your legacy real quick.
People love that shit, by the way. No one can get mad at me about that. It's too funny, and I own it too confidently.
Well, the
What's
fact
with
that you
that?
own it, I'll let Vaush explain in a sec. But I noticed the more super right wing type guys love talking about it, but as soon as they saw that you were like, yeah, I love horse cock, they're like, fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck, we can't make fun of him for
fucking
saying
armor.
it.
Yeah. No, for real though. That'll do it right there. There's no comedy in mocking something. Like it's like you're trying to make fun of fuck, what's that the fighting game guy? The guy, the furry, the
Blue Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox, yeah, it's like making fun of him for being a furry. Like he showed up to receive an award in a fursuit. Like what the fuck? Yeah, of course he's a furry. What the fuck are you saying? Like obviously,
Yeah.
What can you do to him with your words? Yeah, as long as you rock it, it's all good.
Dude, I was blackout drunk when you explained it to me. So before I ask you these patron questions to wind it down, can you run us through the horse porn thing? You like chicks with horse cock, or you wish you had a horse cock?
I love giant dicks. I like them in the people that I have sex with. Not that I'm unhappy at all with how I'm endowed, but if I had a 2-foot long horse dick, I mean, that'd be great.
Now, when you say horse dick, you talking big dick, or you want the literal like flat top, weird urethra, literal horse penis?
Totally fine with either. I like when I say horse cock though, I mean horse cock.
Okay.
Because people, and this is one of those like. It's one of those like, everyone shirks now, but if a human had a horse penis, just somehow, whatever, people would be lining up to fuck them. And not just any people, the people who are into that kind of thing. And those people are the kind of people who spend like 6 hours a day fucking gaping their own ass to be ready in case they one day find a human with a horse dick. You're at the creme de la creme right there. You're at the top. In terms of sex partner quality. So I feel like it would actually kind of fucking rock, because maybe only 1% of people can take you, but those people will live to take you. They'll travel across the world. Chicks will buy you dinner. They'll fucking sit on your side of the booth so they can have their hand on your fucking 12-inch flaccid dick that's tinting your jeans. It's great. Powerful, right? I had said it's phenomenal. I'm making myself jealous of alt universe me right now. Next question.
All right. Here's a little goofy one for you from the patron. This is from Garlic Bread Ben. He's a stand-up comedian. He's really great. Why did Kangaroo Jack suck?
The movie?
Yes. Dude, I remember seeing commercials, and I thought it was going to be about the kangaroo.
Right.
And I remember being so pissed.
Yeah, the problem is that it was advertised. The reason that people took major issue with that movie is because it was advertised. They would have a 30-second commercial for it that was the kangaroo CGI'd with a hoodie and sunglasses, and he was like, hey, come see my movie.
He talked in the commercial, right?
Yeah, he talked in the commercial, and I think if you go and buy yourself a DVD, I have several, so I can send you one.
I'm looking right now. Yeah, he's got shades on.
He's on the cover of it, and he's like this. You watch the movie, and there's no. It's just a literal kangaroo, and I think that maybe he is wearing a hoodie at one point, but it's like an inconsequential. Like there's no animated, there's no talking animals, and so these kids went to go see the movie, and they were like, "What the fuck."
I would have been so pissed, bro.
It's also
livid.
Worth noting that kangaroos are not the best animal for this. They are horrifying looking. They don't have any facial expressions. They're incredibly strong. They look fucked up because they're some kind of mutant Australian animal, not like regular animals. Yeah, it's kind of weird all around.
Dude, I remember as a kid thinking the pouch would be so cool to hop into, but then you actually see them and they're literally like an open wound. Like they look disgusting, dude.
Gross.
Literally vile.
Have you ever seen the video of it's a very popular YouTube video, so I'm sure you've seen it, but the guy rescuing his own dog from the kangaroo that like has it in his there's a have you seen, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and he punches it in the head, dude.
He's like the kangaroo has both arms around the dog's neck and the dog can't escape. This Australian bloke hops out of his fucking Jeep and is like, hey, and he runs up to it. The kangaroo is in shock and lets the dog go, and he's like approaching the guy, and the dude just hits him with a fucking like bop, like just like that right in the face. And the kangaroo
But dude,
is just
it literally
like,
squares up with him. Like
yes,
it's
like
like
a
he's ready to
up.
attack.
Yeah,
But
it's wild.
he just slaps the shit out of it in such a funny way, and the kangaroo is so stunned and like, yeah, like
Literally
not sure how to
shocked.
respond. Such a funny video. I don't
It's
advocate for animal abuse, but it's just a hilarious
if it's
moment
hurting a
where,
dog, I think you can clock
Yeah,
a
it was-
fucking
Also,
was
this
fair
isn't
game.
animal abuse. You're punching another guy. They're both they look
Literally,
exactly the same. If
literally.
you
They're
blur
ripped,
your
dude.
eyes, it just looks like two dudes staring at each
It's
They
other.
are
self-defense.
fucking ripped, bro.
Oh my god, wait, sorry, I don't want to go on another fucking tangent.
Go on another tangent.
I
I'm gonna
just
take a
just
quick
really
piss.
quick. Okay, there is another YouTuber. Have you ever heard of this guy, Andrew Eucles? It's spelled like uncles, but without an N.
I'm afraid not now.
Okay, he's a wildlife, I don't know, expert explorer. He's a guy. He's a young guy, and he lives in Australia. And his videos are primarily him bare hand catching like wild animals in the Australian outback. So he'll go the entire video. He'll set up a camera on a tripod and cover himself in like mud, like in the Predator, and just like hide
Insane.
in some bushes, and then wait for some deer to come by, and then he like grabs the deer, and it's like he's outrageous. I mean, I think he also has it's that Steve Irwin thing where on one hand he has great respect for the animals, but you also, and you're just like, damn, dude, you're really roughing up that fucking
Yeah,
deer.
it's like respect in the whole "we conquered nature" kind of thing.
For
where,
sure.
you know, you're the respect of like the safari, like tour guide kind of.
He has some insane videos. He has another one where he finds a dead emu carcass, which he like guts and then puts the fucking like wears it like a hoodie, and he's like using its like head like a puppet. And so he's kind of like sitting near a tree disguised as an emu, and there's like a group of 5 or 6 kangaroo that are running past him, and he drops the emu carcass and grabs the kangaroo like by the tail, and he's like holding on to it and talking to the camera. He's like, "Oh, we got one!" Like it's like it's an insane.
This is the kangaroo
He's one of my-
punching guy.
Dude, no, it's a totally different guy.
Different
Andrew
guy, okay.
Eucles. Andrew Eucles. You gotta look him up.
Dude,
He's like one of my
Aussies are
favorite
fucking
YouTubers.
built different, dude.
They
He's
are. They're built.
They are
yeah.
built fucking. You
He's
can tell it was a
insane.
colony of criminals just by they're so willing to fucking like get into it, dude.
It might
crazy.
be the environment. It might be something in the air, because I did actually catch a seagull once in Sydney.
What?
So it might be something in the air.
And Sydney's your girlfriend?
In Sydney, Australia, you
Ew.
you goofy goober, your goofy eyebrows.
Hey, hey.
God.
As 13, I charged that motherfucker on the pier. Which was kind of mean to do, but I really wanted to see if I could catch a seagull.
What was this, like a family holiday to Australia? You don't have any family over there. You're a Cali boy, right?
No, yeah, Cali boy. Yeah, no, just family visiting some actually MySpace friends of my mother at that time.
Oh, powerful.
Well,
Yeah, it's
Dude, I
actually really sweet.
I still wake up in the middle of the night nauseous, wanting to puke when I remember that your name is Ian. It just does not fit, dude. Ian is the name for
Disgusting.
someone who has like a 10-pound body and a 20-pound head. Like every Ian I know looks like they're big head mode on GoldenEye and 64. Like
Well, that
it
was
just
me.
it does not fit.
When I was a kid.
Uh,
Keep in mind, they gave me that name when I was young, so they didn't know how I'd turn out. I had a big fucking head growing up.
how did you come up with the name Vaush? What is that? Where did that come from?
It's kind of like it's like an edit of a name of an OC in a comic that I've always wanted to do that I'll never do, but I still have the character near and dear to my heart. Who's the character's name is Vakanida, and it's the German pronunciation because it starts with a W, so other people would just say Va, but like spell it with a V. So eventually, like Vaush or Vaka, or they'd cut it off, whatever. There's like 18 layers of like fucking meddling there, whatever. Anyway, yeah.
I assumed it was you
Cool,
in a
man.
Russian accent telling your tenderqueer audience to wash. You know, wash yourself.
Vaush, you're yeah, the a good lesson to be learned. Somebody made that joke actually.
Did
There's
they? Fuck.
Well, there's some copy
Fuck.
pasta off of Twitter where someone like told me to wash my vagina or something.
Oh, that's
it's part of
good.
my site commands now.
That's good.
That's good.
Everyone
They kinda-
mispronounces my
I
name.
think they
anyway,
kind of
so it
got
doesn't-
you. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna
Yeah.
rapid fire these just so we don't have to take up too much of your time.
We just
big
like
boy.
talking too much.
I know.
I know.
Harris and I
But-
have this problem every goddamn
It's the
time.
story of the
We'd
pod.
run for 4 hours if we didn't stop it. All right.
Yeah, let's get another question.
how much money would you need to completely abandon social media? I'm assuming one-time payment.
Fuck. It would have to be a lot, because I really like what I do.
I'm also assuming you're making fucking bank, so like it would have to be like a couple bill.
Yeah, I would if oh god, I'll lowball it, maybe 20 mil, but that might be lowballing it long term, depending on how long YouTube lasts. It would be good for my mental health to get away from social media anymore.
Bro, if you gave me $500, I'd never go on Twitter ever again, bro. I need the money. I need the money.
Toss a bill.
500 big ones, yeah.
500.
And I'll delete all my social media.
Would you rather fuck someone dressed as a furry or a clown? And I'm assuming if they're a furry, they could be dressed as a horse.
Fair, but still clown.
Dude,
Two
Clussy,
reasons.
oh my god.
The Clussy is hot right now. Stocks are up
Stock
to the
is
moon.
up.
And 3, I am super not into fursuits. If it was like one of those, like, not fursuit, but like those anthro like makeup jobs or whatever, where you have like the satyr hooves and the doe ears or whatever, and like the makeup, like that's highly fuckable, you know. But the fursuits, I'm not a big fan of.
I don't know how a hoof would feel on my penis. I feel like a hoof job would be very like mashy,
but they
Unpleasant.
very
clop
squishy.
they clop when they walk on the hardwood.
Oh, dude, I love how that's. Isn't that what my little, not my little furry, my little pony,
My Little
is
Pony,
called?
the clopping.
Cloppers.
Yeah.
Clopping, dude.
I do
So
not
gross.
like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, it's a shame that the furry thing is like it translates really well into like DeviantArt, like drawing porn, but it does not translate well into IRL.
Not yet, but
No.
one day, God
Not
willing.
yet. Maybe
And the
one
furries make
day.
very high quality porn, by the way.
I send Harris so much. He's well aware. I send him
Mhm.
furry porn daily.
Oh, based. Because the two big producers of like drawn smut, right? It's like the hentai and the furry artists. And hentai is 80% rape or pedophilia. The furry community is, because they're all like tenderqueers, it's all like consent and mutual boundaries or whatever. So you're not going to get anywhere near as much of that crap. Also horses, you know, sort of speaks for itself.
I think there might be a typo here, unless I'm just mentally challenged. The next question: why doesn't Derek Chauvin just vent out of prison? Does that make sense to you? Or should it be?
Because Sesiamoga Spaka imposter.
Yeah,
now that we've
it's
established.
It's the George Floyd Among Us thing. It's like another George Floyd Among Us crossover event.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't.
Poignant.
Well, do you think he could like stand sideways on the iron bars of his prison cell and vent through those? Because that's kind of just like a big sideways vent.
He's kind of got that toothpick build. He might be able to.
Yeah, maybe he could do escape of Derek Chauvin. That would be a phenomenal. That'd be a phenomenal news story to cover.
Flash
Holy
game?
shit!
Oh, dude, he looks like someone who should
too.
be named Ian. He literally looks like his name should be Ian. Like he's the type of guy I'm talking about.
Well,
like,
I'm fucking glad he's not. Do you have any idea how much shit I would have gotten for that?
It wouldn't have been good.
He does kind of look. Yeah.
I already know you're gonna have an incredibly commie answer for this. Okay, so viewers, be warned. Okay, be prepared.
Get ready.
Let's hear it.
What is, in your opinion, the most based war crime in history?
Oh,
It's obvious. The bombing of Dresden. How could it not be? How could it not? We gave them. It was like a little gimme to all the Nazis that would survive the war, so they could have something to bitch about and compare to the Holocaust afterwards. There are good paintings of that one. They're all from the best part of the bombing of Dresden is that the paintings of it are from the Nazi propagandists. You know, like look what the Allies did to us.
Mhm.
So they make it look as devastating as possible, which is great. You know. So it only heightens the entertainment factor looking on retrospect. In reality, of course, you know, civilian deaths are a tragedy even when they're being done against Nazi Germany. You know, but you know, memes aside, bombing.
Powerful. Harris, you got an answer for this one?
I mean, there's no good answer, right? But I would say probably I wouldn't call it based, but probably like my favorite is it was the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, just because it's like we literally introduced a new way to kill people that ended a war and made the entire planet fearful of any more wars. Like, you know what I mean? It's a very iconic.
It birthed the Cold War, right? Or
right.
was yeah, yeah.
Well,
it did.
It's serving cunt.
Yeah, it was. Vaush, you just made me a Vaushite with that exact sentence. It's like,
Yeah, you were just
absolutely
watching
serving cunt.
Paris is Burning, bro, right?
I was,
That's
yeah.
really serving cunt.
Absolutely phenomenal movie.
Oh,
Like,
great documentary. Yeah.
incredible documentary. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, 2 minutes
Anyway.
40 seconds. If we
The
Go ahead.
Enola
through
Gay
all these.
pilot flying away from Hiroshima, like looking at their nails. With, like,
That's great. That's great.
Who do you have your eyes on for Creator Clash 2? I don't even know who's involved in this. I just hope iDubbbz gets his ass kicked again because that was funny as hell, dude.
Well, iDubbbz probably weighs 90 pounds soaking wet, so I have no idea who he could lose in a matchup to. I think as a feminist, I want gender equality. I think that it should be mixed tourneys with all the boys versus all the
I'd
girls.
love to fight a chick. Any YouTube chick listening to this, I'll fight you.
Okay,
I'll Andy Kaufman it up. I'm down. I'm down.
That'd be
Amaranth
fun.
versus Sam Hyde or something, and just get it like she had it with a
God,
mom.
dude.
Yeah.
Just get her head blown off with one punch.
Like,
Dude, I'm
yeah.
so pissed. I think I got you to talk about this last time. Why doesn't Hassan just man up and take the Sam Hyde's literally offering him like $1 million
To be clear,
to box him.
there's no way Hassan could win. There's zero chance.
He seems like a puss, dude.
He does not box, and Sam Hyde looks like a fucking sausage tube that somebody carved muscles into. Like that guy, he's huge. He's not short either. He's massive.
No, he's a
He's
big
huge,
dude.
dude,
I think
yeah.
he had fat guy strength before he started training, and now
I think he said he's just cycled before. Like I think he said he's done
100
steroids a little bit. Yeah.
The veins in his neck. There's no shot that he's natty.
He
Which,
reminds me
no
of the
hate,
guy.
but
No hate. But he literally looks like he could. I don't know if you guys have seen Kung Pao, but there's a part where he punches a guy and it just cuts out a hole completely through him, and he literally looks like he could do that. Like
that would happen to
looks
Hassan.
insane.
Wait, fuck. We only have a minute.
We do have a minute left. Do you have
Wait,
to dip?
hit me.
right.
I do have to dip. Wait, hit me. Give me.
All right,
Lightning round. Hey, before your lightning round, I really enjoyed talking to you both. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. I hope we
Yeah,
do it
this was
again.
great. This was great.
Lightning, hit me.
If you created your own currency, would it be called Vaushers?
Sure. I'd call it the Viddle.
This isn't a question, but it says The Departed, more like The Retarded. That's good.
True.
I like that. I
That's
actually
true.
like
Of all,
that.
they can't even do their taxes.
All right, we did it. We got through the questions.
That was great.
Yeah.
All right, can we get a quick tactical N-word?
Everybody soy face real quick.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Tactical N-word.